what your next project might be.
There is a Last of Us multiplayer project that we've been working on for a long time, since even before Last of Us Part 2 shipped. And that's the most ambitious project we've ever done, expanding the world even further, continuing to tell a story, but in a multiplayer space. And then I won't say too much about that. You're right, we did announce Uncharted 4 and then Last of Us Part 2 way in advance. That actually caused a little bit of the work-life balance issues that we've sometimes had at the studio. And by delaying that announcement, it's like we could play with the schedule more, and we're more conscious now about how we're approaching production. But there's another project I will not say anything about that's beyond that we're also very much excited for.
Hi there, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and I'm back for another update video in regards to the long-awaited Last of Us multiplayer game, Last of Us 2 multiplayer, Last of Us Factions 2, whatever name you have for it. We know, based on the intro, Neil Druckmann, there's been a lot of clips recently that have surfaced him discussing the multiplayer game, and unless you've been sitting under a rock, you do know that we are getting a major update for the multiplayer title this year. Could it also be releasing this year? It's very possible. I don't believe it's going to be the case, but it is possible. Whatever we do get, though, for sure, we'll likely get gameplay, trailer, footage, the characters, the world, what the multiplayer game is going to give us. So we're gonna go through some of those clips. We're gonna discuss some job listings that hint where the multiplayer game could release, and we have much, much more. So again, I wouldn't expect the major update from Naughty Dog to come until probably later this year, probably around the summer time. So keep your eyes open for that, because that's gonna be the big update. But this is the mini stuff, the stuff that if you don't really follow this like I do, or if you're not someone's glued to the news, you may miss stuff like this. So if you guys do enjoy this and you want to stay updated with the latest content in regards to this multiplayer game, drop a like, subscribe if you're new, join about the near 50% of the people that are subscribed by hitting that red subscribe button, your notification bell, so you don't miss any of my videos. And if you guys enjoy this, let's go for 1,000 likes. Enjoy.
There is a Last of Us multiplayer project that we've been working on for a long time, since even before Last of Us Part 2 shipped. And that's the most ambitious project we've ever done, expanding the world even further, continuing to tell a story, but in a multiplayer space. And then I won't say too much about that. You're right, we did announce Uncharted 4 and then Last of Us Part 2 way in advance. That actually caused a little bit of the work-life balance issues that we've sometimes had at the studio. And by delaying that announcement, it's like we could play with the schedule more, and we're more conscious now about how we're approaching production.
Let's break down this clip. Neil Druckmann basically said that the multiplayer game has been worked on for years. And if you didn't know that, yeah, there were leaks of this during the whole getting ready for Part 2. It was originally supposed to be a mode. They scrapped the mode, turned it into a game. It's been worked on since before Part 2. So this has been in the works for a long time. It's evolved, though, throughout time, from just that little itty-bitty mode that was going to be with Part 2 to a full-on fledged game that we still have not even seen, other than just concept art images. We have not seen the whole scope of it, what it really is going to bring to the table. And Neil also titled it the most ambitious project that Naughty Dog has ever done. Think about that when you take in perspective of how ambitious Part 2 was. Uncharted 4, the original Last of Us. This will be at the top, in his opinion, in terms of being ambitious. Then they're also expanding the world even further, continuing to tell that story, the Last of Us universe story, but in a multiplayer space. Like what we could see as co-op, multiplayer, campaign, stuff like DayZ, Tarkov, The Division. Could get battle royales like Fortnite, Apex. I mean, there's a lot of possibilities what they could throw into the table with this. And delaying announcements of these projects, which Neil talked about at the end of that video, basically saying, we announced Uncharted Last of Us 2 pretty early, and that caused a lot of work issues. So they basically decided we're not doing that anymore, which is probably why we have not heard about this, the official announcement of this project yet. We've just gotten concept art images. Naughty Dog is going to show it pretty soon. We might also get what we did with the remake. Remember, the remake was announced last summer, and then it ended up releasing in the fall. Could we get an announcement this potential summer, and then a release in the fall/winter? It's very possible that they could end up doing this.
The Last of Us multiplayer game is our next big title, and you will hear much more about it later this year, and I'm stoked for it.
Same.
It's that one's like an interesting experience for me personally because this is the first Last of Us game that I'm not the primary writer, I'm not the director, so I get to see it more from the side and play more of a producer role and more of a mentor role, and that to me is really exciting. And what the team has put together is so cool. And again, it's very different than what I would do because it's made by different people. But that to me is part of the exciting is to get to see other people play in this world in a leadership role, and see how it comes together. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to be able to show it off.
That clip, which was really recent, I think about 2 weeks ago, Neil basically said, yeah, this is pretty much the first Last of Us game that I am not the sole writer, the director. I could take more of a producer / mentor role with this. So Neil's not the head because Neil has his own little project he is working on, which we don't know yet again if it's part 3 or PC. I talked about that in my last video, but he said they'll share much more this year. Like I said, likely gonna be summer. So there's so many possibilities what we could end up getting, but the excitement is super high. So let's throw up a job listing that hints on platforms this could release. Because right now, we've heard rumors that it could release on PS5 exclusively. We've heard rumors it could be on PS5 and PC. And now we've gotten some stuff that it could release on PS4 as well. So, shout out to my friends at Naughty Dog Central for this, but this is from the job listing. A desire to be part of Naughty Dog. I believe this is a Q&A role. Look at the last bullet point. Working knowledge of PS4 and PS5 systems. This is again for Associate Multiplayer Quality Assurance Tester. Could this hint that the multiplayer game could be cross-gen between the PS5 and the PS4? Because we know it's 100% coming on PS5. A lot of you guys always say, oh yeah, I'd love Last of Us 3 on PS4, or, you know, this would be perfect for you guys. Because you could potentially be getting this multiplayer game on PS4. Do I think the multiplayer game is going to release on PS4? I don't think the chances are high, but this job listing definitely does make it a possibility that wasn't really previously thought of. We could have a PC, PS5, PS4 release for this multiplayer game, which, wow, that would be something to say the least. So, let's just end the video off with my opinion. When do I think we're going to get the reveal? I'm believing it's either going to be at a PlayStation Showcase, which has been highly rumored there's going to be a big one coming up, or it's going to be at the Summer Game Fest. My bet right now is I'm going to bet it's going to be at the Summer Game Fest 2023. Now, why do I think that? As I remember last year, Neil said, you know, him and Jeff Keighley were talking about this, and he said, let's do it again next year. I just have a feeling that this is when they're going to show it. It's going to be another big Last of Us showcase thing at this Summer Game Fest, and that will be what is to look forward to. So let me know down in the comments when you think we could get the multiplayer game. Let me know all this news I discussed in this video, but most ambitious game could be cross-gen. Lots of updates on the way with it, but if you are excited for this, buckle up. It's going to be a fun couple months here getting ready for the official announcement. So if you guys enjoyed this video, drop a like, subscribe if you're new. Let's go for 1,000 likes. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace and love. Have a great day. Bye-bye.